3-1 the count, 2 down, pitch to Dressler, 3-2, swing and a miss. Full count now on Tim Dressler, 2 down. Pitches a fly ball now into center field. Cameron gets a beat on it, makes the play. So 3 straight fly balls here in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down for Rend Lake. No runs, no hits, nobody left after 4.5 from Falcon Field. Rend Lake 2, SIC 1. Mike Murray is the leadoff hitter. First pitch is fouled back over the screen. So Mike Murray behind on the count here with a strike. Bottom of the 5th, pitcher's duel between Bobby Beard, the left-hander for Rend Lake, and Steve Murray, the right-hander for SIC. Bottom half of the 5th inning, game going by quickly. Pitch is high to run the count 1-1 to Mike Murray, who was the loser in the first ball game for the Falcons. Murray's record drops to 2-2 with that loss. It's a ground ball now to the shortstop. Dressler mishandles it now, can't make a play. So an error on the shortstop. Tim Dressler and Mike Murray is on. So the Falcons have a base runner here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Tim Leffler. Leffler, the left fielder, got 1 out of 3 in the first ball game against the right-handed Doug Ridner. And here against Bobby Beard, he's 0 for 2. Struck out in the first and hit a fly ball to left. Fakes the bunt, now draws a throw to first, and Murray's back safely. Catcher Brian Etter came out quickly in front of the plate, tried to pick Murray off at first. Murray slid back in safely. 1 strike to Tim Leffler. And now Beard throws over to first base to Cliff McIntosh, trying to hold Murray on. Dave Melsheimer is on deck for the Falcons. Here's the bunt play. Beard is going to go to second base, and just in time. So Bobby Beard knew where he was going all along. He quickly came off the mound, fielded the ball, turned and made the throw to Dressler. And Murray is out by a half a step at second, so Rend Lake got the job done that time, getting the lead runner on the bunt. And that brings up Dave Melsheimer. Falcons still with the runner at first, but now with 1 down. Melsheimer, 1 for 3 in the first ball game. Reached on an error in the first and flew out to the right fielder back in the 3rd inning. 1 down, 1 runner on base, 1 ball to Dave Melsheimer. Left-handed hitter steps in. Pitch from Beard is low and inside. The count 1-1 on left-handed hitting Dave Melsheimer. Swing and a miss. Dave Melsheimer from Wilmette, Illinois, came into today's action, hitting .317. 1 home run, 13 RBIs. Gets a fly ball to center field. Leffler, not seeing where the ball went, is going to be picked off at first. And so the Falcons, with a running error there, a fly ball to center field caught by Joe Humiston. He quickly got the ball back to first. Leffler had run to second base, didn't see where the ball went, and so a double play on the fly out for the Falcons. So they had no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. And after 5 from Falcon Field, still Rend Lake 2, SIC 1. We're back from the top half of the 6th inning now. A pitcher's duel between Steve Markey and Bobby Beard. Rend Lake still clings to that 1-run lead, 2-1. And Cliff McIntosh will lead it off, the big left-handed hitting designated hitter for Rend Lake. McIntosh singled back in the first and grounded out to the first baseman back in the third.
McIntosh has reached base 5 out of the 6 times he's been at the plate. Looks for the pitch over, but low from right-hander Steve Markey. Well, some bad base running on the part of SIC in that 5th inning. Here's a pitch popped up. Short left field, could be trouble. Leffler giving chase, dropped the ball. McIntosh, big turn at first base. He will get back in time with the slide. Melsheimer was out from his shortstop spot, short left field. Cameron came over from center, but Leffler had the beat on the ball, got to it and just dropped it.
He had a ways to run, but he did get there in time and simply missed it. And so Ren Lake has McIntosh on at first. That brings up Etter.
Etter has driven in a run with the sacrifice fly and then singled his last time up, leading off the 4th inning. Takes a ball a little bit low and outside from Markey. Steve Markey, 3-1 on the year, earned run average of 3.52. Has pitched himself a dandy in this one, trailing 2-1, top of the 6th inning. Leadoff man has reached. Ball 2, misses low. Cardinals lost in Montreal today, 7-5. The Mets beat the Pirates in extra innings. So the Cardinals' lead over the Mets is now down to 3 games. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Outside corner, fastball at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Etter at the plate was 1 out of 4 in the opening ball game. As we said, has an RBI in 2 plate appearances in the nightcap. McIntosh not going. Pitch swung, foul back. Evens it up at 2-2. A little bit surprised that Ren Lake doesn't have a pinch runner in for Cliff McIntosh.
They have been using a pinch runner, I think, the last 2 times he reached base.
Etter, a big 6'3", 195-pound freshman out of Pennsylvania. At the plate, looks at ball 3. Count goes full. McIntosh reached when his fly ball to short left field was dropped for an error. He's there with nobody out. 6th inning, next pitch, line foul outside third base. Etter got around a little bit too early that time and drilled it, but foul. And McIntosh was off with the pitch. Just now returning to first base where Dave Cantwell is trying to hold him close, cut down that lead.
McIntosh could be used to break up a double play. He's got the size for that.
He'll have to be running with a pitch, though, if it's going to be hit on the ground to get there in time. Off and running, pitch, ball 4, misses high and outside. So the first 2 have reached here in the Red Lake 6th inning. McIntosh on the air. Etter draws a walk, and that'll bring in
Bobby Beard, the pitcher.
Bobby Beard, the pitcher. Chad Weiss had been hitting in that number 6 slot, the first baseman, but he was injured back in the 1st inning. Fielded a ground ball, and as he raced to the bag to make the play ahead of the Falcon runner, his foot got caught up on the bag, and he twisted an ankle. Had to be taken from the ball game.
Beard's only plate appearance, he bunted too hard, and Steve Markey made the fielding play and tagged the runner, Beard, as he was going to first.
So here's Beard at the plate. Holds that bat high over his head. Squares the bunt. Lays it down. Baconhaster right on top of him. Third base. They get the lead runner. McIntosh is cut down as Baconhaster down the line. He was only about 15 feet away from home plate when Beard laid that bunt down. And Baconhaster turned and fired a strike to shortstop Dave Melsheimer covering third base. They get the lead man. 2 on, 1 out now.
So Beard almost signaling his bunt too soon. Baconhaster broke for the plate, made the fielding play, threw to Melsheimer at third to get the force out. Rick Strickland in now to run at second base for Etter.
And that'll bring in Evansville freshman Bob Neff. Bobby, the Warrior third baseman, takes a breaking pitch outside corner. Good pitch from Steve Markey. Markey looks back at second base, comes to Neff again. Swung late, fouled off, got a high fastball up at his eyes that time. Neth in the hole, 0-2. Carlson, the on-deck batter. Red Lake scored 2 runs in the top of the first inning. The Falcons got their run in the bottom of the first inning. SIC has been limited to only 2 hits. Red Lake, 4 hits in this second game. Time is called as Neth stops out. First game, 8-1 victory for Red Lake. They out-hit SIC 12-5, so 7 hits total on the day in the 2 games for the Falcons, who had gotten their team batting average up to 327 coming in. Markey's next pitch, reach for a fastball, back to the mound. He'll go to first base, his only play for the second out. Had a notion to go to second base, but no chance there. So Neth is retired on the play, 1-3. 2 on, 2 out now for Carlson, the right fielder. Jimmy C., 1 out of 4 with an RBI in the opening game. Grounded out and walked in this game. Left-handed hitter. Carlson, 5'9", 150, a sophomore, comes from Pinckneyville. 2-1 ball game, 2 on, 2 out, top of the 6th inning. First pitch, fly ball. Short left field, could be trouble. It's going to drop in for a base hit, bounces away from Leffler. 2 runs are going to score. And Carlson digging for second base with a double. Leffler unable to get to the ball, and when it hit in front of him, it kicked off toward the foul line, got past him. 2-run score. And it's a 4-1 ball game.
The ball coming off a left-handed bat of Carlson. As soon as it hit the ground, went to the foul lines, and Leffler had no play on it. 2 runs are in, 4-1 the score now, and Carlson's at second base.
Inning started, you'll recall, with a fly ball dropped out in left field, and the next man walked. Both those runners have scored.
And Mike Murray is going to come in to play left field for Tim Leffler.
Monfort makes the change right now. Leffler out. Mike Murray in, out in the left field slot. Carlson credited for 2 RBIs on the Little Blue double. Gives him 3 runs batted in on the afternoon. And while the switch in the outfield is being made, the Falcon infield was in around their pitcher, Steve Markey. Leffler got a late break on that ball anyway. It fell in front of him. He never would have gotten to it. But as it bounced past him, 2 runners crossed the plate. And the Warriors on top now by 3. Here's Geiger, left-handed hitter. Fastball up high. Tom, a freshman out of Highland, 6 feet, 165, throws left, bats left. He's 1 out of 2 in this one. Strike down the middle, 1-1 the count. Well, Markey had worked the inning to a situation where he had 2 on and 2 out, but Carlson looped 1 end down the line and drove in 2 runs. Geiger hitting in that number 9 slot, left fielder, 1 out of 3 in the opener, 1 out of 2 in this one. Strike inside corner, fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Markey has yet to strike out a batter. He's walked 2 in the ball game. Next pitch fouled off. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Markey has given only 5 hits on the day. Walked but 1, or rather 2. But he finds himself on the short end of a 4-1 ball game. Red Lake trying to sweep this doubleheader. Won the opener 8-1, lead here. Next delivery. Misses low and away. 2-2 the count. Falcon outfield now. Mike Murray in left field. Cameron in center and Gray over in right field. Bacon, Hester, Melsheimer, Volkman, and Cantwell on the infield. Tony Oakes behind the plate. And the right-handed freshman Steve Markey, 3-1 on the year on the mound. Took some time getting a sign from Oakes, so the batter stepped out. Geiger back in now from the left side, about 4 inches up on that bat handle. Hits one on the ground. Chopper down to Melsheimer. Long throw across. In time. Good stretch by Cantwell. So Geiger is retired 6-3 to hit in the 6th inning. But in the inning, Red Lake scores 2 runs, only 1 hit. An error, a walk, and 1 stranded. After 5.5 innings, it's now 4-1, Red Lake leading SIC.
6th here at Falcon Field, game number 2. Neil Volkman will lead it off for the Falcons, and they'll face left-handed Bobby Beard, who now has a 4-1 lead to work with. Rend Lake took the first ball game 8-1, and they're going for a sweep here. Rend Lake not really that overpowering. They just wait for the right inning and punch across 3 or 4 runs, and with their pitching, that's all they have to do.
Several extra base hits in the opening ball game to go with their infield scratch type hits and a couple of home runs. So they can hurt you in a lot of ways. First pitch is inside to Volkman. Neal is 1 out of 5 on the day. Scored the Falcon run back in the first inning. Pops one up, left side, shortstop, giving chase. Dressler gives way to the left fielder now, who comes in. And Geiger is there to make the catch, first out of the inning. So Volkman flies out to left field to open the 6th inning for SIC. First baseman Dave Cantwell. Big Dave is 2 out of 5. Drove in the first run back in the first inning with a double to the left center field wall. First pitch from the left-hander, Bobby Beard, misses outside. Beard came in 2-0 on the year, ERA of 2.45. Left-hander, 5'9", 195, delivers over but a little bit low. 2-0 on Dave Cantwell. Baconhaster on deck. Cantwell gets back in, stands even with that plate. Watches ball 3, miss low and inside. Beard has walked only 1 in the ball game. He's fanned 2. And he's walked only 2 batters on the year now, in close to 20 innings of work. Next delivery. In for a strike. 3-1. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Falcons trying to salvage a split, but they're going to have to come from behind. They trail 4-1. Next pitch, swung foul back. Cantwell with that nice, easy swing he has at the plate. Gets that bat out level. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. SIC on the road tomorrow afternoon down at Murray, Kentucky to take on Murray State. Then on the road Wednesday at Belleville. Here's ball 4. Cantwell reaches for the 2nd time in the ball game. Second walk issued by the Rend Lake pitcher. It's going to take a couple of base runners, and then maybe they could get the long one out of here. Falcons, as we said, have been limited to only a total of 7 hits all day. 5 in the opener, 2 here in the nightcap. First pitch, Bake. Fly ball, short right field. Right fielder coming in. Can't get to it. It takes the bad bounce, gets away from him. Cantwell will continue on to third base, and Bacon has to a double at second base. Relay throw gets away. Here comes Cantwell from third base. No play. He scores. Bacon has to a double to right field. And the throw from the right fielder eluded the infielders and allows Cantwell to cross the plate, make it a 4-2 ball game. So a double and a throwing error on the play.
Baconheister doubled. The ball got away from Jimmy Carlson. He was going to let the ball drop all the way, and
just like Leffler, just like Leffler in the top of this inning out in left field. He let it drop, and it kicked off toward the foul line.
And this throw went away from shortstop Tim Dressler, and Cantwell scored. Baconheister's at second.